early stages of the lane. But once that level 6 comes online, there's definitely going to be a bit of a gank threat up there. Why not? On this Talia, if you can punish a TF early, you can really set him behind and set your team in good stead to equalize this series.
And that's what they'll be hoping to do for Team Bliss, because we are on match point for Ground Zero. Their fans watching with glee, seeing how good it's been for them, especially in that last one down. An absolute disastrous early game, but they are only one game away from booking themselves a ticket abroad to represent the region at the PCS playoffs, as well as a chance at claiming the LCO title. It's a phenomenal start for them as one of the newcomers to the league. But can Team Bliss answer back?
That really is the question here. How is the mental feeling after what has been quite an intense 3 games, right? Obviously, it has felt like Ground Zero have seized more and more control as this series has gone on. You can see that the predictions still favoring Team Bliss. A lot of hopefuls that this will be going to a Game 5. As you can see, the jungle pathing really standard here. Why not starting up, pathing down? Obviously, your center Seraphine will be able to provide a decent amount of setup. And you do want to nullify a potential push coming in from Limus and Benby. That can be one of the dangers of this Sivir-Heimer combo, is that if you let it go unchecked, your jungle can really just be farmed by the enemy. But as for now, Schönfire, he will be walking in here. Will get spotted on a ward, so they know he's here. Gonna look for the invade nonetheless.
He certainly is going to look for the invade nonetheless. I think Schönfire absolutely loves it every single time he gets a chance to play on the blue side, right? Constantly going for those level 3, level 4 dives towards bot lane. It's worked out beautifully for him in the last 2. Making sure that Scott in particular has fallen behind as a result of that one, if not the pressure has worked to allow them to flourish, and especially with a comp built like this. I mean, we talk about the Sivir jokes of wanting to get 500 CS, but the games, at least the last 2, they're not even gone that late.
No, absolutely. And Sivir, another good thing that she has going for her is the wave clear and push ability that she has in the early game. Yes, it consumes a lot of mana, but she will be able to get those waves under the enemy turret here. Now, why not taking a really cheeky path? He's done 3 camps and drops the ward topside. Not going to look for the gank immediately. Instead, he knows he's getting counter jungled, so will just look to take the blue buff in response. You can see a potential dive is brewing towards this bot, and the wave gets cleared out very quickly though, so Schönfire will head back to the wolf camp. And you can see assist pings coming out. TN is converging, and there's a push in the mid lane as well, so why not here? Might get potentially aggressed upon for the time being though. Solo lanes, every single lane in fact, Skimmy, all going, pushing in the favor of Ground Zero.
Certainly is pushing in that favor, and it's kind of refreshing in a way to see the fact that this time is going to be the support playing the supportive style of the champion. Scott on that one, with Violet moving back to the Seraphine, a champion that you think almost feels a miss, right? You've gone from one extreme to the other. You've pentakilled on the Lucian, you then played the support style of the Senate, you then popped off on the Zarya, and now you're playing an AP instead. So it really is giving us a kaleidoscope of emotions and play styles, but fantastic little play there from Tien, as why not can't buffer it? You cannot dodge the gold cards, and that just grants him first blood.
And that's so big for their Ground Zero. You can see the kill goes over to Tien. Schönfire waits to allow his TF to pick that one up. And absolutely disastrous for Why Not. Loses the flash. The second that gold card comes out, he tries to create the distance, but Schönfire with the flash immediately after to follow. So now, in what could be, like you said, that last game that Team Bliss is playing here, has gotten off to an absolute disastrous start for Why Not.
And with priority being the name of the game, Ground Zero have an abundance of all 3 lanes pushing in their favor. They've just got first blood. The last 2 games have allowed Schönfire to get all 6 Void Grubs. It's looking like we're on pace for that already again, but unless he can answer back, straight away redeploying into a Sivir with little to no mana left. He's burnt their ghost, and that speed might be enough to get away. He survives on a sliver of HP, 7 to be exact. And if you figured that was the answer back for Bliss, you were absolutely wrong.
Oh, Why Not? He comes out of base just to fall down yet again. Limus with the ghost just too mobile. Able to run out there. Doesn't even have to expend the flash. You could see Why Not was throwing the W to try to kind of lead him a little bit and predict it. But ultimately, the only thing he'll be predicting is his own death here. And now, Ground Zero, for an early game powerhouse that they are, they're getting on board very early. Double buffs in the top lane, certainly helping his situation. As Kisei and Hayri both will have TP'd back here. You can see already BioPanther doing relatively well to keep up in CS, but even so, TN's managed to pick himself up a fair bit of gold up there in the top lane. And with the Destiny online, there certainly is a fair bit of playmaking to be had in this top side as well.
This one is a lot of playmaking online, right? Especially now that the boots of swiftness are there too. Really makes sure that the Twisted Fate can kite you all day long. First ultimate looking to be used just to get back to lane, hence why you don't need to use that summoner TP and can opt to run this flashing ghost. But to return to that bot lane play, I almost feel like Limus had resigned himself that he was just going to die. I don't need to burn that flash or save it for the laning phase thereafter. I don't think he can quite believe that he survived.
He just trusts himself above everything, right? Knows that he has the teammates there, he has the backup coming eventually. And they will be enough to turn that play around now. That ult out from TN in the top lane just secure the top push back in their favor. That allows Schönfire to get on towards these grubs here. So all three will be picked up by the Xin Zhao. And now it really is that priority battle. You can see in the bot lane, CS is even, especially once this wave has been picked up. But even so, it's Ground Zero who have always had the control of the push. They've always been the first ones to be able to shove that one out. And now Schönfire is really enabled, unleashed on the map to go wherever he pleases.
He certainly can. He's on the receiving end now of that Talia, but is not playing with a fear in the world. He knows that his lane states are fabulous, so he can really invade or just fall clear and do as he really wants.
You can see he actually missing pinged himself there after throwing his spells in completely random direction, but nonetheless, he will still be able to have the control of the wave here over Hayri, and now Schönfire in the mid lane as well, just trading back here as the Fate Unsealed comes out. And now it will be the Dragon that is getting pinged on. You can see as well, with Limus and Benvi in the bot lane, able to have that first move, the Dragon becomes so much more enticing. Wind Becomes Lightning will find Why Not, but they are looking to defend this. You can see Hayri's first in the area, but they might turn on the bot lane.
They certainly will. It's a face shake that they did not expect, and Violet is forced to flash away. He's got no mana now, so he's not going to be much of a participant in this skirmish. Nor will Scott, for that matter. TP is available, but is going to hold it for the meantime as they still look to try and contest the initial first Drake. Scuttler going to be stolen away there by Why Not whilst all that chaos ensues around that pixel bush. But still, it's the likes of Kisei and Tien that can do as they please as they push and roam.
Well, you actually saw in that top lane there, Bio using the Unsealed Spellbook to get an Ignite and try to get the solo kill there. But even with the Call of the Forge God, he's not able to find more than a quarter of Tien's health bar. Just pops the Ghost in response, able to run out quite safely there. And now this top lane really does turn to a stale affair for Ornn. He's just going to get shoved in, get harassed under his turret. And slowly but surely, a CS advantage and a gold lead will open up in favor of Ground Zero. And so will a Dragon. Mountain, the first one picked up here for them. As the mid lane's the only really spot where you can see Hayri starting to fight back, but hold on, the bot lane.
He may go from bad to worse though, because Scott didn't get a chance to go back to base. The Encore completely whiffing, that's not what they're after. Benvi though zoned away, Limus low on HP, but he's got the On the Hunt active, so he's going to be able to run members down. The Dawning Shadow to be denied. Dying during that animation, but the Weaver's Wall coming out here from Why Not. As he jumps into a tower, Why Not? What is this? This is how you cannot afford to play when it's match point for Ground Zero.
Yeah, just a misplay there from Why Not going too far on that Weaver's Wall, giving over an extra kill there. The initial skirmish was even, with the kills being traded back and forth. Scott taken down before Fate Unsealed was able to come out. And mid lane as well. Kisei is looking with the Severing Bolt, he kills him!
Unreal. He's got the Mastery of this champion unlocked, the only one to play in a mid lane, and kills Hayri from a million miles off screen.
Just a pure solo kill there. The Destiny to provide a little bit of vision. But Hayri had the flash, didn't think he needed to use it, and ultimately will fall down in the 1v1. So Ground Zero on the verge of booking their tickets to PCS. Have a 2,500 gold lead now. Let's take a look at this bot lane fight. You can see Ground Zero, they don't realize Why Not's here initially. That kind of slows them down initially. Schönfire is zoning the two members of Why Not and Violet towards that top side. That buys time, however, for Limus and Benvi to get the kill. And after that flash, it just simply is a miscalculation here. I think the angle with that extra bot lane wall really threw Why Not for a loop and will result in him falling down. 1 and 3 on this Talia. Not the performance you'd be hoping to have. But certainly by no means is this game over. Team Bliss, they're a known team to be able to bring back these close games, especially with how much team fighting power they've drafted for themselves. Can they make it to that stage though?
Well, that is the saving grace, right, Max, is the fact that we've yet to see their comp truly come into a full 5v5 where all those ultimates can find full effect, right? It's been limited skirmishes which have allowed Ground Zero to work in their favor. Why not once again on the receiving end of all this pressure? And it does really go from bad to worse, unfortunately. I tell you what, though, it does mean that Schönfire for the third game in a row says 6 Void Grubs. Life is easy.
Yeah, why not there? As you can see, Kisei's stats here on this way, not the greatest from his 2 previous games, only having 20% damage and 54% KP, something he's definitely looking to increase here. But once again, you can see the topside skirmishing favoring Ground Zero. Even if it's not on the Nautilus, Benvi will be up there. And now with the Rhyalize complete here on this Heimerdinger, a Kraken Slayer for Lemus, it is a very strong bot lane duo. 4,000 now, the gold lead for Ground Zero. There's items all across the board here. They're absolutely spiked. With Dragon in 2 minutes, they're not looking to let up on this pace.
They certainly aren't, and I tell you what, this way pick for Kisei, he's playing like a Xerath, right? He's sniping you from such a far distance that you're thinking, what is this champion? Let alone you got to remember all the different variants of the combos, but then to deal that amount of damage thereafter, even if the stats don't look as strong as he's shown on other champions, it doesn't really matter. 6-1 so far. The top lane, Twisted Fate, getting to show us why it's 2-0 with the static shiv already complete. The item spikes as you highlight, allowing them to really do whatever they want. And at this stage where there are no neutrals to pick up, it's just keep winning lane.
Well, that's the thing, and they've got the 6 Void Grubs to do it, so TN, with any opportunity he'll get, will be looking to both harass Biopanther and put some damage into this turret. Obviously, it's a tanky Ornn, but you do that a couple times and suddenly he's forced back to base. Now, Benvi well behind enemy lines here. 1v2, really. Wow. But the turret and the threat of Schönfire will be enough to dissuade a potential engage from Bard and Scott here. Schönfire, though, now in the area. They're trying to cut the wave before a potential dive comes out. They're bringing Kisei down too.
They certainly are, making sure everybody gets in the area, and it really prevents Team Bliss from finding success with the comp they've put together. Yes, we're a squishy comp, our Ground Zero, but if we're ahead, do we really care? If they can't kill us, if they can't really threaten at any single stage, doesn't matter how squishy we are, because we just wipe them off the map.
And that's the issue, right, is Team Bliss, they need to get towards these 5v5 situations, but so far, because they've been falling down so hard in lanes, you actually don't have the time or the windows to be able to find that now. You can see Ground Zero. There's a lot of wave clear to come out from Team Bliss, right, especially in their bot lane, so really not expecting too much to be able to be done there in the way of dives, unless there's a massive wave stacked up. So for the time being, it will just be a buff denial. Dragon there as well. And it looks like Schönfire will just fall back to that one.
Really well. I mean, he's got a plethora of options to entertain right now. I can't imagine what he must be going through internally, thinking, well, what do I do? I'm always paralyzed by too many good options. But we'll just go for the safe one and say, well, we can peel away from the amount of harass we've done into the bot lane. Relentless in that. We'll just pick up the second dragon here. To their credit, though, the bot lane of Bliss have been able to keep up with this. I mean, you look at Violet CS, he's only a few behind that of Lemus, so it's not all doom and gloom. But you are just still waiting out the time to see what the comp can do when it all comes together. And why not once again getting pounced upon here? The damage, I mean, if he dodges that one thing, there's another right after.
Yeah, it was a really big W actually from Why Not to dodge out on that Wind Becomes Lightning, though by moving Schönfire, he is able to escape with his life. You can see though, like you mentioned, Kisei in that mid lane really just willing to play at a million range and almost snipes out the kill. But once again, it's just every move Ground Zero make, they're always the first ones there. They always are the ones to the objective first. And this time it will yield them a Rift Herald. So literally every single objective so far that has fallen on this map has fallen in favor of the blue side.
Early game, I mean, it's deceiving, isn't it? For 1 second you're thinking, well, Team Bliss had the perfect early game. Surely they now close things out. But this time it feels a little bit different because Ground Zero had such a strong control of the momentum. There's a big degree of self-belief, no doubt about it, that being up this amount of gold, knowing that you put Why Not so far behind, it's almost a case of like living rent-free, thinking you've taken away the Talia, but you're not getting the same outcome that I've been able to achieve.
Yeah, mental edge must be starting to come into effect here for Ground Zero. Obviously, knowing what comes with this win, you obviously wouldn't give too much thought to it in-game, but just knowing that this is your ticket to PCS, this is your ticket to the Grand Final, really does add a positive flavor to this game. Now, by no means is this a done deal. You can see that the game has slowed down a little bit, especially once the objectives have been taken. It gives Team Bliss a little bit of time to catch up. They've got a lot of wave clearing this Seraphine, and Talia as well is able to run between lanes to make sure neither of her solo laners are falling down. And, you know, it has been a pretty dominant performance here from TN and Kisse, but even so, they're only up about 2 waves over their opponents. So definitely within the realm of possibility if a teamfight were to break out, as Benvi just dodging out there.
Really flirting with danger as Benvi there. He has been, to be honest, all game doing little shenanigans like that. As the Destiny comes out, it's hovering around mid lane as Jin is just seeing what he can discover. Nothing really coming about, so as he actually used an ultimate go topside, fantastic fear from Kisse, completely interrupting the combo that Wynot was hoping to find in the ultimate.
Oh my.
Just enough to sidestep that.
Dangerously close there. Wynot holding his nerve and not using the flash, but Kisse, you can see on this midway, just an absolute iron fist of control. First turret will be falling here as well. So this pick that he has made for himself is certainly paying off. Bliss, they're going to bring more members, but how many do you need to take down Kisse?
Oh no, Harry. Oh no. He's hit the ultimate, land onto 2. They're going to do as much as they can to take this champion down, but he lives for such a long time that eventually he demises. That feels bad for Harry. You've answered back, but it really is, you know, crumbs at this stage.
And he's just 1v4ing. I mean, you count up everyone who was there. They needed to bring 4 people to actually take him down in the end. Ultimately, he will fall. It is a big shutdown going over, but still he's able to get so much work done while he's alive. Cracks the mid lane turret, really opening up the map here for Ground Zero to look to continue expanding their lead. TN sitting on a ward here, cycling through his cards. Has the rapid fire cannon completed now as well, so he's a real threat not only in terms of the extra training power he's going to have, but also in terms of joining skirmishes, right? That range becomes so much more of a threat when he's able to throw that gold card from a million miles away.
Yeah, so annoying once the rapid fire cannon comes online, which I suppose is a great chance then to check in with the overall gold and see where we're at. You can see 3 key members at the top of the table as Tien literally dodges everything. The ganking party of Team Bliss, hungry for blood, unable to find it.
And that's what happens when you're a swiftness boots plus all the movement speed TF is. Hold on.
Bouncing bomb. It's not going to find the stun, but Benvi single-handedly zoning away that ganking party, allowing them to take that very long way back to defend these lanes, these towers that are simply melting, especially when you leave the likes of Lemus alone to do as he pleases.
Yeah, he's absolutely doing as he pleases right now. We're going to move into the bot side jungle here of Team Bliss. Why not? He has to do the raptor camp over the wall here, as the small ones will be stolen away by Lemus. Harry getting aggressive on Kisse.
The 1v1 into Kisse, the ult on his head right now. It's going to do a lot of damage, but not enough to get him with the one-shot initially there as he forced to flash thereafter. The safety of that tower as Lemus literally in their face says, you can't touch me, I dare you. And it's just pure frustration with Bliss, as you say here, Max. I mean, it's not over, but to be down 5k golds and to find invitations, but the opportunity pass you up, it's got to hurt.
Harry has to expend the flash there, down 2 levels, cannot find the 1v1 on Kisse. And you really do start to wonder what your options are as this game goes on this way. Close to death cap, does so much damage now. Benvi gonna get face checked by Scott.
Well, damage on the Scott as the Destiny once again comes out. In range would be Tien, but literally just doing it to guarantee that Schoenfire can pick up their 3rd dragon in a row. 19 minutes on the dot. I mean, we could be looking at an absolute masterclass here in terms of all the turrets, all the dragons, and all the grubs to really have everything you could ask for.
Yeah, it's really an objective kingdom here, completely one-sided, as the Rift Herald will get summoned here in the base of Ground Zero. A long way to go if they did want to use it to charge that mid lane turret. But you have to imagine with how they're posturing now, that certainly is what they are aiming for. Kisse as well, deploying close towards mid and top. Doesn't have the TP available and no Destiny either, so it will be just the Herald running down by itself. You can see Team Bliss, they've brought Fire Panther down, potentially wanting to look perhaps with an Ornhorn. As remember, their team fighting is so powerful. That really is where this comp comes to fruition. And so far, we haven't seen Fire Panther anywhere but a side lane. He hasn't had the chance. Yeah, he's been constantly catching waves. But now if you're Team Bliss, you're just bleeding everywhere. You have to find something to stem it.
Well, with level 14 online, those ornaments start to get shared across the team with the certainty picked up there by Scott. It's the first of a very crucial milestone of thinking, how do we get our way back into this one from an economy standpoint, but especially from a statistics standpoint. We need every little bit of a power that we can achieve in as quick as time as possible because, well, the timer is really on against them. 3.5 minutes before they have to fight for that soul point. If not that, the constant threat of a Baron being looked at.
Yeah, and the Baron is really quick as well this game. That's one of the good parts about drafting such a squishy composition, is also an incredibly high DPS one. You can see any alone time that they get, a high-hitting turret can be summoned, and you will be able to just one-shot that objective. Now, as we get further and further on, you can see Fire Panther has been picking up those Ornn items, trying to equalize a bit of that gold disparity. As this Baron will be swept out. Not a single ward on here for Team Bliss. And here go Ground Zero. There's a Heimerdinger ultimate placed as well. They're burning through this Baron. The Team Bliss even have an inkling that this is going on.
Well, seemingly not, because having revealed that Kislei's top side and knowing that Tien was bot, this Baron is simply destroyed. The ult is it's a little bit too late. Why not rocks up to the party, and the flash denies the seismic shove that he was hoping to find. Baron, as early as you like it, Bio now separated from the rest of his team. And yes, you can be a tank, but you're resigned to death. Lemus now finding his second of the game. And it feels a little bit deflating, honestly, Max, because for what has been such a phenomenal series, this has been the biggest stomp of them all.
It's just completely brutal. Bio just gets punished for walking up, trying to throw that Ornhorn out. And with the Baron in hand, Ground Zero, they will be breaking this second tier turret. Almost a 10,000 gold lead in just 22 minutes. And this is really a team that is looking to set their sights on an international appearance. They're resetting now. They've got the waves in both mid and bot if they want to use them. You would imagine that's where they set up, given the dragon. The soul is spawning in 2 minutes. You can see across the board, 3 items picked up for Tien. Sterax here for Schönfire, so their only true frontline member, now incredibly hard to kill.
We did mention in the last game, though, there was a small moment in which Ground Zero entertained a fight up by 10,000 gold, and for a second you thought maybe Bliss had a way back into that one. But with this situation, with this draft, this certainly does seem like a comp capable of winning 10k down. If you can layer all those levels of CC and take up the crucial members, be it Kisei or even Lemus, maybe there is a chance. There's the big maybe at this stage, Max, because how do you even find yourself in a position to contest in the very first place?
And that's what Ground Zero are going to be looking to deny here. You can see that through putting pressure and putting members in multiple lanes, you can really drag Team Bliss across the map and not allow them to have that cohesive 5-person unit that they would be needing to execute their combo. Why not? We'll get stunned up here.
Certainly, well, he's just destroyed. He is just one shot off the screen. Really unfortunate for him to have a poor game in such a decisive moment like this. He's been superb all season long. And it is just, yeah, the pressure of the series seemingly all compounding at the wrong time for them. 2 lanes being pushed at once. Top lane naturally pushing in favor of Ground Zero as Harry jumps in with that Seal of Fate to try and get them something back in this, but it's just not to be. Pot shots, really, as Tien keeps the eyes in the sky to make sure that they can at least get one inhibitor.
Yeah, they're just going to crack the mid lane inhibitor. You can see Team Bliss leading down to try to catch Tien, but he has had such fancy feet this entire game. Boots of Swiftness and all the movement speed that's coming out from the other items in his inventory really enable him to dodge literally every single spell that is thrown at him. And now, to make matters worse, Gimme, in terms of movement speed, you've already got a Sivir and a TF. Why not add a Cloud Soul on top of that?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty brutal. It's going to be so much movement speed, so much rundown potential, and so many fantastic champions that are able to utilize the split push pressure to really get value from these Void Grubs as well. It's already a 10,000 gold lead. 4 dragons, 6 grubs. They had the Baron too. Really, at this point, you're thinking, what more can they achieve? Because they've basically taken this map and run it dry.
They're going to be looking to get those last few turrets out. The last few inhibitors, as you can see, they're setting up a push 1-3-1 currently with TF hovering in the bot side of the map. With this Cloud Soul, he is an absolute rocket getting between lanes, so there's nothing to worry about in terms of him being caught out and unable to make it to a play. It seems like top lane will be the role of preference. Scott here, really out of position. Shenfire's going to find him.
Then he is going to find him, but Scott is going to jump into the mist and deny him for the meantime. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Biofef to hold strong level 15. Second ornament coming on through. But they've got to try and fight their way out of a dreadful situation. They've lost their mid inhibitor, and now top is being threatened. Every single member in the game is here. You've got the shield, you've got the sustain, you've got to make a move happen now, or you will simply just slow bleed out. They summon the Ornhorn, they knock them up, it looks nice, but that's about it.
There's absolutely nothing to follow up there. You can see Team Bliss just too chunked from the poke coming out of Ground Zero. And right now, without an Ornhorn, without a Weaver's Wall, they're significantly limited in the tools that they have to start a fight. They're not willing to give this over for free though. Team Bliss, this might be their last stand.
This certainly may be their last stand. Look at the gold card, look at the damage, and look at why not being forced back to the fountain yet again. In with that audacious charge. Shepard doesn't even need to be audacious about it. He's confident, and for good reason too. He's heated up. Harry, the ultimate will not land. They flash and simply deny. That second inhibitor soon to destroy itself with that Summoner Hill being burnt and why not going golden. They're not going to find that gold place prize today. On towards those Nexus towers they go. One has fallen. A second is crucially low. As Bio is doing whatever he can to try and defend this base, but it's just not enough. They've left it too late. They've been far too pushed back inside their fountain. Corralled to die. The Golden Shadow. But the only shadow they'll find is second place as Ground Zero